Hello, welcome to Bricks. My name is Dallas. A little over 3 years ago, I was introduced to the world of Lego by a friend of mine who had shared some pictures on Facebook of a Lego set that he had built. It was the Titanic. I was quite simply blown away. I didn't know any such thing existed. So I messaged him and he invited me to his house to come take a look at it, as well as some of the other sets that he has been working on. And needless to say, my world has forever been changed. I contacted my son and I said, how does Lego do this? Do they help you build these things? Do they give you instructions? After he assured me that every single step is included in the instructions and this is how it's done, I decided I was going to buy my first Lego set. So on Labor Day of 2022, he and I set out to build our first set. It was the 3-in-1 Space Shuttle by Lego. And needless to say, my world's forever been changed. Over time, people have told me that I should start a YouTube channel. I was a little hesitant because I do not have the skills for this. I'm not really comfortable doing this. But people persisted. I kind of like the idea of being a content creator, so I thought I would give it a shot. First and foremost, I feel obligated to say I'm not a professional. I do not enjoy doing this. I'm uncomfortable if you can't tell, so please be kind. Second thing I feel obligated to tell you is I'm not a Lego purist. I was initially, but over time I have discovered these alternative brands and realized that they have just as much to offer as Lego. You will find, as I go through this, I've got Lego, Pantasy, Lumibricks, Kata, Rio Bricks, as well as any other cool build that I can find out there. So if you're a Lego purist and not happy with that, you might want to turn off now. With that being said, I want to close out the year by saying thank you to the people that have watched my video. I would have never thought that 1,000 people cared what I had to say about this. But apparently they do. I know I care about other people's videos, so I decided it was worth a shot. So with that being said, I'm going to give a tour of my overall collection. To be honest, I don't remember every set. I don't remember where I got it, how I came about getting it. I probably don't even know the name of all of them. But I'm going to show it to you. Hope you like what you see. So as you walk into my Lego room, this is what you see. So there it is in all of its glory. I'm going to start over here and just kind of work our way around the room. I don't really remember all the names of the sets. I do know that one's the Endurance. I just did that one earlier this year. There's a Lego Monster House. Nightmare Before Christmas. I had never watched that movie. I did watch the movie as I built that set. Not really a big fan of either. Coming down below, that was my very first set that my son and I built, which is the 3-in-1 Space Shuttle. That one will always have a special place for me. Coming over here, this is actually the first set my son bought for me, which was a city set. So I decided I have to have that one. Here's the Bricklink Designer Program Parisian house, as well as another set that my son bought me, which is a Jurassic Park. Coming up here, potentially one of my favorite sets of all, that is the Rio Bricks Maserati. I absolutely loved building that set. It was very, very cool, great build, very solid. Liked everything about that. There's only one thing about it that creates a problem, is the A-pillars right here, they're terrible. So if you ever decide to do that one, be careful. That one is actually they have a motorized version of that, which I did not do. Here's a set from this year. I'll pronounce it wrong. Neuschwanstein Castle, I believe. Absolutely love this. Probably going to be a trip to Germany at some point in time so that I could check that out. That was fantastic. There's my upscale Lego minifigure. And then there's my first non-Lego, as the Pantasy gumball machine. That's very, very cool. My most recent build is the Duplo set. I have a 1-year-old granddaughter who made it home for Christmas for the first time, and this was her gift. So I decided I was going to keep it there forever. Here's the gift with purchase Disney set. Such a neat little set. The Lego typewriter. That was one of my first ventures off to Technic, and man, was that a challenge for me. So great set, love it. I love everything about it. But that was a tough build. Coming down below, this was one of the sets my wife did. She did the Home Alone house. I wanted to do it, but to get her involved in it, that's what one she wanted to do, so here we are. Just did this one Christmas Day. It was a gift from my wife. She got both. We got this one, got this for me and my son. Coming down below, another set my wife did, Snow White's Cottage. Really, really cool set. I like that. Kind of wish I could have built it. And Winnie the Pooh. I think that was if I'm not mistaken, I believe that was a Lego Ideas, I think. So. There's Medieval, and then the A-frame cabin. I did the A-frame cabin at a hotel in Kansas City. First time I'd been to a Lego store. I went and got that one and decided to build it. Coming over here is the Avengers Tower. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. Overall, I wouldn't put it as my top build. I really liked it, but obviously a lot of repetition. So as far as Avengers go, I had only watched Iron Man. I didn't watch any of the other movies. When they announced this set, I decided I was going to build it. And as I built it, I decided to watch the Marvel movies. Man, am I glad I did. Absolutely incredible. Can't believe I missed out on that for 15 years. So. Coming up here, this is one of my first Pantasy sets that I did. The Sherlock Holmes. Really, really neat set. Great attention to detail. There's quite a bit of stuff in there. This one, probably my worst build of all. I despised the globe. I hated building it, didn't like anything about it, forced myself to finish it. If I could get a refund, I probably would. Coming over here, Love Art set. These are some flowers that I made for my wife on Valentine's Day a few years back. And then this is the, I think that's called the Sanderson house. Again, she built that. That's the Hocus Pocus, I believe. So this set, all Pantasy. Got the Opera House on the left, Bakery Street, or Bakery in the middle, and then the Craft Brewery on the right. Very, very neat sets. They are very, very attentive to detail. I wish I could open up and show you from behind, show you what they look like on the inside, but just for spacing, I'm not going to do that. So, coming down here, this is probably one of my favorite builds of all now, the Lumibricks Cyberpunk Neon City. These are really, really great. They're cool. They look good. Easily one of my top themes of all. I do have a problem with the lights on this one that I'm going to have to take it apart and redo. So I don't have any lights working. So. Pac-Man, child of the 80s, had to do my Pac-Man. Can't miss my Pac-Man. Up House, never seen the movie. Treehouse, what a neat build that was. That was really, really, really cool. So, coming over here, I obviously got my child of the 70s, got my Atari. There is the Mattel Brick Shop set, Chevrolet over there. Those are really kind of neat. I like those. So coming down to this section, Lumibricks is taken over, as you can tell by my first video I posted. Lumibricks is my #1 company now. Just love the lights, love everything about it. Their builds, their price, just great sets. So, that old-fashioned truck didn't do much for me. I did like the build, but it's not a very quality build. So, Bricklink Designer Program, Art of Chocolate, really, really neat. Up here, again, Lumibricks, the drive-in. As I said in my other video, man, just looking at this reminds me of everything about the drive-in as a kid. The whole entire look to it. So, and when that is lit up, it looks really, really nice. So, can't recommend Lumibricks enough. Coming up here, I have the Botanical Center, Botanical Gardens, I believe. Very, very good set, a lot of fun, great build. And then this radio. The radio I can put my phone in and actually listen to. I don't know how anybody would ever do that, but it is an option. So, Hidden Side, my wife built that one. Don't really know much about it, just thought it looked pretty cool, and so decided to do it. This, I think, I know I see that set on Amazon all the time. I don't remember if that was Mold King. I'm not totally sure, but either way, really, really neat. Fabulous set. So, up above, I have all my Speed Champion F1 cars. It's a whole different topic. Was never a fan of F1 my whole entire life. You'll see in a second, I started building some F1 cars, and now I quite possibly think F1 could possibly be the best sport there is. So, coming over here, the Concorde. Man, that was neat. I actually ended up with 2 of those, and passed one along to a coworker. Got a couple gift with purchase right there. The Aston Martin I picked up in London. The bonsai tree, coworker bought that for me for Christmas. More of the Mattel vehicles. I really like the Mattel vehicles because you pick up the little Matchbox car, not Matchbox, sorry, Hot Wheels car to go with it. So now my castle, I did not get the Lego castle or the Disney castle, the latest one. I was planning to get it on Black Friday, but it was sold out. Honestly, I think I like this one better anyway. So, coming down below, I think that one is the Viking Village, if I'm not mistaken. And then the Batman Shadow Box. A lot of fun that one was. Coming over here, I didn't even know what Ninjago was, and then all of a sudden I found that and loved building those. I think this is really, really cool. Got the little mini version of the Ninjago. I think that one's City Gardens. So those are a lot of fun. Kind of hard not to like that one. That one was a lot of fun. There's a lot to be said for that set. I would love to build that one again, just to pay attention to all the Easter eggs and all the hidden stuff behind there. So highly recommend that one. Down below I got some Marvel. Again, not a lot of Marvel, but I got a few. A couple more that my wife did, the ship in the bottle, as well as I think that's a Haunted Mansion. So this was a AliExpress Lamborghini. Don't remember the make of it, but that was actually pretty neat for the price. The grand piano. How good is that set? Everything about that set is just phenomenal. The Lego ideas, person that came up with that, put that together on so you can use your phone and Bluetooth that. Really, really cool. 1, 2, 3 Sesame. You get another idea set. Great. Looks good. Really neat. My dog ate Big Bird. So if anybody wants to give me a Big Bird, send it my way. Lego Nintendo. So the Super NES, man, that was such my childhood. Everything about that one. And I did go ahead and get the Mario so I could play it on top with it. Seinfeld. I can't imagine a Lego set without having, or a Lego room without Seinfeld. So I'm glad they came up with this one. Probably the best show of all time. So coming over here, Fantasy Cuckoo Clock and Wicked. That's a great build. This section is my medieval. Medieval probably has become my favorite theme of all. These Lumibricks, when I saw a review on that online when it was released, I knew that my Lumibricks path had been forged. I just, easily the best sets. This one was voted the King's Treasury was voted my #1 set of 2025. So the drive-in, did my top 10 video for Lumibricks and dropped that, so I don't have lights that are working. That's my fault. Magisto's Castle, Bricklink Designer, Forest Stronghold, I believe, and the best castle set of all, Lion Knight's Castle. So I would love to take this one apart and build it again. And I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube of people that have taken 2 or 3 sets and made one big one. I would love to do that. Don't think I have the patience, but I can see why that would be cool. Dungeons and Dragons. Not a D&D fan. My son plays it almost every week. I don't really know anything about it, but it looks pretty good to me. Here's a rebrickable 3-in-1 of the castle sets. This was the old castle set, not the current. I did do this. I loved doing it. It was just very difficult because I had 3,000 pieces with no organization skills. So what easily could have been my favorite Lumibrick set is the Vineyard Estate. Just phenomenal build, and when this thing is lit up, it is so hard to not appreciate that. It just, everything about it looks good. So here's the 2 F1 cars. I started with the Red Bull and it did the Mercedes. I have a couple of the other ones still, I just haven't completed them yet. And then the P1, the hypercar, that just broke every mold. Love every single thing about that one. That has led me to have the Ferrari in that box. And I have the Lamborghini in the other room. And I have the Ghoulie down below. I can't have enough of those. So, what can I say about Rivendell? Rivendell, #1 set of all. Everything about this set. My wife and I did this one. We actually watched the movies while we built it. I was not a Lord of the Rings fan. I did read The Hobbit 45 years ago. Never really got into the rest. But as we watched The Lord of the Rings while building that, I can't believe what I missed out on for 45 years. So, which then led to drawing a blank on the name of that one. I'm sure somebody will tell me. So, down below, I have the, I think that's a BMW. My one and only Star Wars set. Not a Star Wars guy, but I did figure it'd be impossible to have a Lego room without Star Wars. So that is my one and only set. So there's a chess set. I have another chess set in the other room. This one's crap. So, but the other one's pretty good. El Dorado Fortress, I believe. Won't fit in there, so I had to put that too. So all in all, this is my Lego room. I've got others throughout. I'm going to take you out to those next. Here's a few other sets that most of these my wife has built. Most of these entertainment ones are really up her alley. So I believe this one was The Office. I was never really a big fan of The Office. I know she loved it. So I picked that up for her one day. And I think that's actually the first one that she had built, if I'm not mistaken. Stranger Things. I watched an episode of that once. Whatever. She did that one. Here's Central Perk. That was actually a set that I built. I think that was my second set. I did end up, after my son and I did the space shuttle, well, I went ahead and ordered the Titanic, and while I was waiting for the Titanic, I found this one, so I decided to do it. And then the Friends apartment, again, she did those. Everybody loved Friends. She loved it a little bit more than me, so I let her have those. And here's my Lego City. I did a video on this on TikTok a couple years ago, and it garnered like 5,000 views. And I couldn't believe that that many people would really care what I had to say. I'm not a TikTok guy, but I did post it. So my city needs to be redone. Obviously I have Tudor Corner that's out of place, but I need to realign all these. So there's Cafe Corner, not real. Don't worry, I didn't spend $2,000 on it. That is fake. Bookshop and Corner Garage. When I first got into Lego, I saw the Modular, I saw Bricksy's do a review of one of the Modular buildings. I think it was actually a bookshop, maybe a police station. And I didn't realize, I just loved the Modulars. I mean, why wouldn't you? And then, but I didn't realize at that point Lego Sets retired. So it tells you how long ago that was. And so I went looking for all these sets, and I could only find a couple of them. And so I was just kind of confused. I'm like, I know there's more than that. Well, that's when I realized they retired, and unfortunately had to spend a lot of money. So the lighthouse, got a good story with the lighthouse. I wanted that for Christmas my first year, and I didn't get it. That was the one set I wanted. I got several others, but I didn't get that one. So right after Christmas, I went to the Mall of America and bought that set. And I was very happy they had it. Fishing cabin. The Natural History Museum. Probably one of my least favorite modulars. Town Hall. I got scammed on eBay with Town Hall. Kind of frustrated me a little bit. So, so that's actually a knockoff. I figured I spent enough money on the fake, or on the one that was a scam, and I wasn't going to recuperate it. So I bought a fake one. So sorry to all the Lego purists. Parisian restaurant, and Green Grocer. Green Grocer was actually an AliExpress build, but I used Lego instructions with that, and literally every single brick matched what Lego instructions had. So, so again, I know there's Lego purists that won't like that, but if I could save about $1,000 and have the exact same thing sitting there, I'm not ashamed. So, Police Station was one of the best modulars. I don't really know why. I think that's when they started telling stories, and I like that. So, Daily Bugle was another one of my wife's builds, and she absolutely loved that. Kind of a funny story with Daily Bugle. I had never heard of Daredevil, and then I realized I got turned on to that last year, and Daredevil is now my favorite Marvel. And come to find out that there's a Daredevil set, or there's a Daredevil and Punisher figurine in there, minifigure, excuse me. So I bought another one, so maybe someday I can do it. There's a couple more of the modulars. So Downtown Diner, I think that was the second or third one I built. And my wife did the Sanctum Sanctorum. Again, not a big Marvel house, so we weren't really sure what that was, but I knew I had to have one. And for whatever reason, I can never, ever, ever remember the name of this one. So even now I'm drawing a blank. So Assembly Square. I think that was my third modular that I had bought. That was before I had retired. And I thought I was getting a good deal on StockX, and realized I spent more money on StockX than I would if I had just went to Lego. So be careful. Boutique Hotel. The Fire Brigade, and then there's another, I think that is a Mold King set, I believe. I changed the design of that one a little bit. So, and then Ghostbusters, again, my wife did the Ghostbusters. So that was her build. My city's a little out of whack. I'm in the process of redoing it, so I do have to get down here and rebuild it at some point in time. So, and then last year's modular, the Tudor Corner, probably the best modular they've had yet. So come over here. There is Big Ben. My wife built that one. She likes London a little bit more than me. But a couple of years ago, our beloved Cubs played in London. So we were able to do this. And then I actually did the London set while on the plane coming home from London with the Cubs after the Cubs game. So. Did in the Opera House. Fantastic build. I love this set, but it just doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't fit anywhere. It's too big. Doesn't do me any good to take it apart. I love building it, but I probably wouldn't do it again, given the price I had to pay for it. There it is, folks. The one that started it all. My friend Scott built that and put that on Facebook. I was just nothing short of blown away. I couldn't believe that anything existed. So anything like that existed. I started watching, I think Brixie was the first one I had watched a video on, and after I saw Scott's set, and I went ahead and ordered it, and I figured if I think at the time it was either the second or third largest Lego set, and so I figured if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go big, and I got the biggest set of all time. Actually, my nephew, I was supposed to have, my son helped a little bit, but my nephew came over, and he and I put that together over 3 different weekends. He was probably 13, 14 at the time, and so he kind of knew Lego and helped me with the build, and that's honestly what started it all. Kind of hard. I do have a video that I'm going to link that is a speed build of him and I doing that, so feel free to give that one a view. So, and then the last one we come over, there's my game of the 80s. My wife did this one, and then I did those. So over here I have some empty boxes. I gotta figure out what to do. Down below, yes, I know I've got quite a backlog. This goes all the way around the pool table. Here's a couple other sets. I had to take my Taj Mahal apart for Christmas, but a few more sets. So I've got a lot to work on. So there you have it. That is my Lego collection. Lego / Lumibricks / Pantasy. I'm gonna keep going with my build, my city. I'm gonna expand my city, of course. That's probably what I'm gonna focus on in 2026. I do have a video on TikTok if anybody wants to check that out, of kind of how that whole build went down. But I've got a lot of ideas. I'm not a mock builder. I'm a set builder. Again, I'm not good at this type of stuff, so I need somebody to tell me what is what. And you tell me where to put the brick and I'll put it there. And so designing everything on my own, not exactly my strong suit. But there you have it. That is my Lego City, John Quill Shores. And then this right here is, actually it's over this way. That is Molly Drive, named after my late dog, Molly. So that is Molly Drive. So I want to thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Again, please be nice in the comments, as I am not a professional by any means. And I hope you like this, and stay tuned for more. 2026 is going to be an exciting year. Take care. Thank you.